All right, guys, we are back. Another great episode of the Fantastic Four. We're on a winning streak.
Woo! How
Pretty
about that?
dominating win against the hated, the despised New England Patriots. That was a fun one, guys. It was a fun
Oh,
one. But before we get in the game, we have another guest this week, another super fan. So we're the Fantastic Five again this week. We're the Fantastic Six minus one because they're a team. They're called the Dolphin brothers, right?
That's correct.
Right. And I don't know. Jeff keeps on telling me we got the good looking one, Elwood.
Don't show this to Jake.
Okay.
You snooze, you lose. I mean,
All right. I'm going to start it off really quick. Obviously, you're playing off the Blues Brothers, one of my favorite movies.
Yep.
What? How'd you come up with the idea to do this as at the Dolphin games?
Yeah. So back in most of my life. It's me and my father. So for most of my life, we went to a Dolphin game or two a year.
okay.
And in 2018, we got my uncle gave us tickets to the Dolphins at Minnesota Vikings, our first away game.
Hmm.
And so
Nice.
I said, hey, we can't just go to someone else's stadium in a jersey. Like, we got to go all out. And so my dad said one rule: he's not painting his face. I said, all right, I'll work on something. So I actually found the original suit, which was the aqua one with the orange pants. They were on a website that made one for all 32 teams. I found them online. Nobody, I didn't know anybody who had them. So he loved it. We bought two sets of them, and they actually came in early. And we went to the Jets game that year, and it was such a big hit. We ended up going to every single game for the rest of that season, and we became season ticket holders immediately after, and we haven't looked back.
One other quick one. That first game in Minnesota. Minnesota fans, come on, they're pretty nice up there, but they treat you okay, no problems.
So we've been to, I believe, 12 away games. The
Mm-hmm.
absolute best away fans we've ever met are the Minnesota fans.
Really?
So I
I
remember
believe
that
it.
that game was the game immediately after the Miami Miracle. And I believe we're down 24-0 at halftime. We lost 41-17. And all they did was apologize to me the whole game.
It's Minnesota, don't you know? We
Yeah.
are very sorry.
Exactly. So Minnesota's one we'll go back to every time we play there.
So,
Jeff, it's your ball. Take it.
Me?
Yeah. It's about time you did some work here.
No, I do all my work. I do all my work on game day to tailgate. I'm the one that goes out and gets all these great interviews. So we see these guys almost every game at the tailgate. They show up at the tailgate, and it's a big time, big party. We pull out the shots. We're taking fireball shots. We're taking whiskey shots. We're taking
tequila shots. Come on.
tequila shots. Yeah, every kind of shot you can think of. These guys will never turn down a shot. That's for sure.
Never have.
That's
But you
good.
guys make the rounds. How far do you go over to the east side too? You
Yeah,
just circle the whole stadium. How do you do it?
yeah. So we actually park on the east side, and
Okay.
Okay.
we've almost got a routine down now. But we sometimes we wander from it. But yeah, we walk up and down about 6 or 8 rows on the east side. And then we've got a route that we take over to the west side, and go up and down 4 or 5 rows over there. Then we go into the stadium, and we actually go into where the deep end is, and we hang out in the end zone before the game for about a half an hour, and then
Really?
we go to our actual seats by the tunnel. Yeah, we've got a whole routine now.
That's
Yeah.
great. Does the stadium or the Dolphins accommodate you for that, or is that like just, a ticket you got to buy?
So it's I guess you just gotta know the right people. I
Yeah,
know one
that's
of the
good.
ushers. I know one of the ushers, and he knows, we're not gonna try to stay there. We're just going to hang out for before the game starts. So he lets
Right.
us down there,
They
because he
they
knows
do
we're always gonna
that.
come back.
You know where they do that? They do that when we went to the Miami Dolphin game in San Francisco a couple of years ago.
And I was
What
at that game
we
actually.
were at, yeah. So
Yep.
what we found was the 49ers did the exact same thing. A lot of the players came out, right? And then, some of the super fans could be on the field, right?
Yeah.
Along with other fans too. I mean, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
Now,
basically
when you make your rounds, who has the best tailgate? Would it be the guys with the palm tree?
Of course. Of course. Who else? Who else?
I mean, who
Does
do you
anyone else
most
bring
look
one?
forward to visiting when you're making your rounds around the stadium?
No, no, that's the best. The guys with the palm tree. It used to be 606, but you moved on me.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. They
Or
actually that
605.
that row is still 606. It's just painted over.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
see,
No.
changed
I,
on us.
I don't,
We're in the same place.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I got drunk once and called it 909. And I've called it 909 ever since. And I can't call it. I can't do that now that it's 605.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
I'm watching Nick down there at the bottom taking notes for all this.
How do I get on the field?
So I
right?
started the north side and I worked
Just
my way around.
That's hilarious.
Nick already does that. Nick went missing after the game. He disappeared for like an hour. We thought he was dead. I thought we were going to find his body in the canal over there somewhere.
Honestly, I didn't even see Nick come back to the tailgate. So I was like, he hasn't even shown up yet. This guy's been arrested or something.
It was crazy.
Right?
Turns out he was over there twirling around on a stripper pole.
Not only that, but I saw later on he posted all those pictures of all of those girls. Right, I understand now where he went.
Yeah.
He was over there with all the strippers.
Yeah,
Good for you,
after
Nick.
that,
I have to say, good
after
for
I saw those pictures, I'm surprised he came back at all.
Yeah, I mean, if I was single like Nick, I'd be over there too.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Good
fun.
man.
That's the second best tailgate, right? It goes palm tree,
Yes.
stripper pole, in that order.
Yes. Palm tree before the game, stripper pole after the game. Priorities.
High priorities.
By the stripper pole, you mean? No, I'm not going to ask.
No.
Stripper pole. Fixture.
Has the team itself, has the organization reached out to you in any way and gave you like a thumbs up or like, okay,
No, the only thing we ever got was our first rep gave us a Christmas card addressed to the Dolphin brothers, which was nice. Since then, I've had every single year my rep quits halfway through and I get a new rep, and none of them have ever answered my calls, and they've actually been awful. But that hasn't stopped me.
I know that struggle.
Yeah,
I hear that.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
So let me ask also, you're Dolphin. How long have you been a Dolphin fan? You say you're going with your dad for years.
So,
when did you start?
I've been a Dolphin fan my whole life. So I'm 31 years old. I actually started watching them when I was 7. And if you do the math, we won our last playoff game the year before that. So I've never seen them win a playoff game.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say you're a baby, but now it's like, God dang, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So that's 24 years I've been watching the team, and we are, I believe, 0-5 in the playoffs since then.
Wow.
And so did you watch Dan Marino?
I did not know. So I do remember.
Okay.
So
first quarter, who's the first quarterback you remember?
Jay Fiedler.
Okay.
But I do vividly remember Dan Marino's last game because I was 6 years old. I had a Jacksonville Jaguars football that I was playing with, which my dad then punted into the woods, never to be seen again.
We don't talk about Dan Marino's last game.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's why. I mean,
that was wow, man.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Oh, now I want to drink.
Yeah.
That is my oldest football memory is actually that game, sadly.
Wow.
And no, but how great is that they're doing something like this? I mean, like we got these guys, they do their tailgate and everything, they're friends and everything, but you're doing this with your dad.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool. I mean, it's
talk about that.
Yeah, how's your relationship? I mean, is that Whose idea was it? If it was your dad's idea first or yours?
Yeah, so getting the suits was my idea, and that just made it almost a unanimous decision that we had to get season tickets to go to every game because it
Yeah.
was just once we got the suits, it people loved it so much. The fans, all the fans around us were, they would thank us for our effort and stuff, and we'd get the crowd going, and then then we people start noticing us. You go to the tailgate, start seeing how much fun you can have at the tailgate.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, shit, our first season ticket holders was the tank for 2 a year, so that was all tailgating. We didn't have any fun inside the games,
Right. That's
But
true. That's true.
that's when I learned what going to the games was all about, And I think one of the best quotes was one of the Vikings fans told me that we can't control what happens on the field, but we can make sure you have a good time. And so
That's
ever
right.
since then, that's what every game's been about. The away team comes and hangs out with us, or we go hang out with the away team when we're at their stadium. Is we can
Elwood,
all
I say it all the time. I say the Dolphins, sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. But at the tailgate, we are undefeated.
absolutely, absolutely. And I mean that's the thing. As fans, none of us can control what happens on the field.
That's right.
There's no, and like I said, you got Vikings fans, you got all fans of all the other teams, and it's none of us can control what happens, but we can make sure we can make everybody feel at home and make sure everyone's having a good time. A little bit of trash
Now
talk
I
every night
noticed
though.
That's awesome.
I noticed that this last game you guys got new suits. I mean, those
Yeah.
suits look, it's fresh out of the dry
Yes.
cleaner, pressed, brand new. How long have you had the new suits?
So we had those last year. We wore them for 2 or 3 games last year. Those are our special ones. Those
Okay.
ones. So the other ones, like I said, we found them online. They don't make them anymore. These white ones are 110% fully custom made from Italy.
Wow.
We did that. We did that last year. They were very expensive.
Right.
They are
So
sharp.
these you kind of wear during the cooler part of the season,
Well, we
right?
tend to wear them more on special occasions. We try to do like a primetime game. We did
Okay.
this one because it was supposed to be a whiteout. We normally do a primetime game. When we wear the white, we instead of eating at the tailgate, we eat before we get to the stadium because these are white and they're
Yeah,
expensive and we're not getting anything on them.
that's right.
We will be wearing the white next week in Green Bay though.
All
Ooh.
right, that's right. You two are going to the Green Bay game on Thanksgiving night.
I
Tell
leave
us
my
about that. When do you
I,
leave? Are you leaving tomorrow?
I leave my house in about 12 hours.
Okay.
All right.
Well, ours, okay.
Traveling on Thanksgiving. Oh man,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
God bless you.
Bless you,
God
man.
bless. Good luck, man. Good
Yeah.
luck too. Safe travels because it's not easy.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're going to make
Yeah,
the
when
national
we're here.
broadcast because they always do,
Yeah, you're
basically.
going to be
Especially,
on national TV. You
oh
realize?
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think the Dolphins are doing? Let's go. Let's talk
Let's
about the
do it.
game. How do you think the Dolphins are doing this year?
Well, I mean, obviously, you lost Tua for what was that, 4 or 5 weeks? That was, I mean,
Mhm.
we thought the season was over, right? I mean, that first week, and I was at the game in Seattle, and you walk out of that game, you go, well, on the next year. And somehow, obviously, with Tua back, we have a chance. Um,
Mhm.
I
3 in a
mean,
row.
yeah. But now going into this game, though, this is the game where we can't play cold weather teams. We can't beat teams with winning records. All of that comes together, and I mean, your brain tells you don't get your hopes up. Because what
Yeah.
happens every time we do.
Yep.
You know,
Well, Tua right now is on fire. I'm talking 317 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he's always finding the open guy, open receiver.
He
He
has.
right
absolutely.
now, I think Tua's playing the best football in his
He
career, and the Dolphins are peaking at the right time, I think.
for sure. Yeah, and that's the one big thing. And I said it early when we were doing really bad is, we keep peaking in October, and then November, December comes, and it's downhill. Man, if we continue this hot streak and we peak in December, January, we really could make a run. The NFL is not about being the best team for the full season. It's about getting hot at the right time.
Yes.
Well, I think what's exciting too is that Tua's found that tight end, for the second week in a row. It's got 87 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, this is all good for the Miami Dolphins and their offense. I don't think the running game was that great this week, right? But it was
No,
just
it was
enough to
awful.
it was just enough to get the passing game going, right? And to get what we needed. But the tight end is just destroying the middle of the field for other. They got to double team Tyreek or Waddle, and even Waddle had a day this week, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
so Waddle gets like his first or second touchdown of the year or something like that, maybe third. I think you're right, Jeff. I think we're peaking at the right time, and it's nice to see.
Well, and
The question is the defense, and I think Nick is our defense guy. So, did the defense have its best game?
Well, I'm going to say, welcome to Miami, Mr. Dotson. The interception coming over from Seattle, baby. We'll take that all day. Come on now. What's that game? Chop is looking good. He's coming into it. Campbell, Sealer, these guys are all clicking. Ramsey,
And we're supposed
pass
to
rush.
get Chubb. Chubb is supposed to come back in maybe this game.
We look
Yeah.
good.
We get Chubb on one side and Chop on the other. We got Chop and Chubb. They better look out.
Chubb and
Make
Chop.
that a
I think I like
sandwich
the
or
way that
something.
sounds.
This is going to be the game. The Green Bay game is going to be the running game's got to step up because Elwood, I pray you have got a good weather winter close. It's going to get down to 19 and windy in Green Bay.
yeah,
It's
Thanksgiving
supposed
Day.
to be snowing and raining and freezing rain and sleet and all that stuff.
No,
And
only
that
a
changes the
3%.
tundra.
Only a 3% chance of snow, so it's going to be dry and cold.
But that changes the game.
Lambeau Field.
That changes the game a lot. That speed isn't going to matter as much. It's going to be a ground and pound game, and
Yeah.
the Packers freaking grounded and pounded last week. You know,
they did.
Yeah.
so
Wide receivers taking long, deep runs in that wind and that weather. You don't want to be hit. You don't want to be hit by a football in that weather.
no.
Not hit by anything in that weather. It hurts more when it's cold.
So I want to talk about for one moment, just get away from that for a second, and talk about this celly that Chop has, the one that Jeff,
I love it.
That one that you just did. So why is it that we can't, as a stadium, get in sync with that, right? And do something when he hits it, right? We're going boom, right? We got to do something like that, or Chop, right? We got to
If everyone yelled Chop as he swung, that would be something, man.
This is what I'm talking about.
We need to Chop.
That's right. We need to start kind of communicating that and say, got to pay a little bit more attention to Chop and when he does his thing.
Yeah.
Because that's just going to fuel it more. And the more he does it, the more, it just, from an offensive perspective, right? It's just a downer when the stadium keeps going, Chop, Chop. Chop, right? I'd love to hear all that, right? I think we need something like that really bad. Anyway, back to
I like that.
Right? Yeah.
We'll get it done, guys. You're at the stadium. All
That's
it takes is a few to start.
What's Chubb's move? When he has a Chubb?
Yeah.
Commercial.
Does Chubb even have a move or a celly? The Chop thing is like pretty consistent. He does it every single time. It's really cool, right? And then the whole defense kind of gets in on it.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's really quick. It's so quick. It'd be perfect. Just one quick, and everyone yells Chop as he does it. Yeah,
Chop.
that'd be
right. Yeah, that would be great. You need to start organizing that over there on your side of the house.
All right, we'll work on it.
Elwood, we're counting on you to make that happen.
All right.
Okay. You're in charge of that.
Let me ask you one more thing, Elwood. What you do out there? There are a lot of other people in the stadium trying to do things. Nick does his thing. Other people do. Who are some else other super fans out there? Who like catches your eye when you're at the stadium? And go, oh, I got to check these guys out.
There's a lot. I mean, especially on the east side, there's they have a big section over there with a lot of super fans. There's Gorilla Josh, Gorilla Luke. I'm sure you've seen them. They both dress up as gorillas.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they're the whole deep end essentially. I mean, that's where we started. We originally sat in the deep end, and if it was in the goddamn shade, we would have stayed. But it just got too hot. And they got a lot of good guys over there. They got a lot of crazy guys that have been doing this for 20 years. Finn Sticky, he's the one who's organizing this entire tailgate in Green Bay. He got us an Airbnb that the backyard is a parking lot to Lambeau, and we're throwing a huge tailgate. He spent, I mean, all kinds of money on turkeys and hams and a whole Thanksgiving dinner for everybody.
Wow.
So, and
very nice.
He sits right on the same end zone as me, but right behind the field goal post. And I want to say he's been doing this for about 15, 20 years. He's got a full outfit made out of duct tape. That's why he's Finn Sticky.
That's cool.
I gotta go look him up.
Yeah, look him up for sure.
Yeah.
Finn Sticky on Facebook and Instagram. First name is Justin. Yep.
That's all well and good, but if they don't bring back the Swedish bikini team, I'm just not interested.
Hey, you'd be surprised how much cheerleaders, how many they're up on that screen. It's like every play.
Yeah.
I remember when Jeff, he was one of the original members of the Swedish bikini swim team.
But I've lost my girlish figure now.
There you go.
Take a step back. Okay.
All right, guys. We're coming to the part now where we talk about the game. We've already discussed some of the game against Green Bay. Oh God, Green Bay fans are so. Minnesota fans are great. Green Bay fans.
Yeah. And you know what? And we took it on the chin a couple of years ago on Christmas Day.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, and so I'd like to return that favor on Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving night, and have a game that's out of character in the cold against a good team, and just kind of show up and be chopping it all night long. I mean, I just want to chop. I'm not
going to badmouth the Green Bay fans that much, but let's just face it. They wear cheese on their heads, and they think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll chop and slices of cheese off of there. Chop some cheese.
Anyway, we always do. We make our picks for the scores. I'm just going to say the guy who got it out, who won last week, me, you can thank me. I nailed the Dolphin score, and I was only off by 3 points with the Patriots score.
All right.
You got lucky. They took 2 out early and messed up the rhythm.
So we're going to start with Nick. What do you think the score is going to be? Who's going to win, and what's the score?
Miami's winning.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to put up 37 in the cold.
Ooh.
Ooh.
To 20.
To 20.
All right. 37 to 20.
37-20.
I always like to ask Nick to score first because he's always way off.
Come on, I'm gonna get 40 once.
So Elwood, our guest, what do you think the score is going to be?
Well, obviously my brain tells me to go with Green Bay, but my heart tells me to go Miami. So that being said, I'm going to say 34-28. Miami.
Good.
That's a good score. That's a good score for a Thursday night or for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Jose.
I don't think they're going to score that much. Right? I think Miami's going to be the high score. It's going to be 24-17.
Hefty.
I'm going to say even lower than that. I'm going to go 19-12.
All right.
I think our defense is going to hold them to just field goals.
You stole my thunder. I got a 20-12.
All right.
Okay,
Green
there
Bay.
you
It's
go.
going to be a low
The
scoring
price
game.
is right.
That's that. That's that $1, Bob, right there. Yeah.
$1, Bob.
I'm
I
going to say
love that.
a turnover late in the game is going to decide this game.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Somebody's going to mess up. Somebody's going to drop a ball or an interception or something, or a
Well,
blocked field goal, or
Jordan Love is an interception machine. So let's hope that's what happens.
that's true. That's true. So,
Don't let 'em
anyway,
spread.
Elwood, thank you very much. We'll be looking for you at the games. We're going to be looking for you Thursday night.
Yeah, we will.
Wave to us.
Yeah.
You got it. I will. I will.
Give us the 4.
Give us a
Give us the
Fantastic
4.
Four, you know. And,
Yeah, I'll put up a 4. When I
Put
see
up
the
a 4.
camera,
If you
I'll
got
put
that
up
camera,
a 4. You
you
got
see
it.
a camera pointing out with a red light on it, hold out that 4.
You got it. You got it.
All right, Elwood.
All right,
Good having
guys.
you on.
Hit
Thank
like.
you guys for having me.
No, thank you. Our people watching, hit like, subscribe, give us some comments, say hi to Elwood. I want to thank Jose, Nick, Jeff, and our special guest Elwood, coming from the fabulous Florida Keys in the beautiful weather down there. So if you're watching from up north, sorry, Nick.
Wow.
We'll see you next week on the Fantastic Four. Take it easy, guys.